All right. We're here. We're live. We got stuff to do. Oh yeah, that was something I wanted to look at. Okay, so what I want to take a look at here is um and this could be very interesting. This could be very cool, very good. Can this get off of me? Thank you. Okay, so I probably need to launch this. Yeah, okay. So EBWizardry has a guidebook, right? And so what I want to do is check to see if I can like add stuff to that guidebook because I did so with Tinkers as well, right? So like with Tinkers wherever it is over here, I had this thing called a DDD book transformer, and what this did is that it it had a book target, which is basically which book I was altering, and it had this book target because there were two types of books that would be altering. It'd be altering the regular Tinker's Construct book, and it will also alter the Construct Armory book. And Eclipse is not responding. Cool. And so it is abstract because it was easier to have like an enum deal with this. Well, I guess not an enum. Oh, but it's to get the book translator specifically, which is going to be different depending on what we're doing. Right, because we have this one, which is going to basically just be a regular translator. And then we're going to get, it's just going to make translating a little bit easier, right? And so, but this transformer basically added the pages that we needed to the section of the book that we're looking to alter. And EBWizardry has a book as well. It has a guidebook as well. And I think it would be nice if we could do the same thing there. Now, I don't know if we can. Because I don't know how, like, easy it is to alter. Hopefully it is pretty easy to alter. I should take a look at the Connor book and make sure it works the way I want. Still, after all of this. It probably does, but you know, it would be important to know. I wanna search electro blob. Search that. There we go. Because what I'm thinking is we add stuff to the guidebook, and we also add like a special tooltip system that basically just it'll show you the distribution of whatever spell you have selected. If the spell you have selected has a distribution, which it might not. And there's no way to know, because there's no way to know if the spell inflicts damage. But I could have a little config option where it's like, show distribution tooltips for these spells. Probably. Let's see if we can add stuff to this book, shall we? That's not it. It says package private class. Really? Interesting. So how do you even it's a GUI screen? Yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, yeah, that's a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. Retrieves the handbook JSON file for the current language and returns its iResource object. If a handbook file cannot be found for the current language, a message is printed to the console, and the method attempts to retrieve the default file. Instead, if this file cannot be found, the resulting error is printed to the console, and the method returns null. To do, implement resource pack stacking to allow add-on mods and texture packs to add/overwrite content. Oh, well, I guess you can't add content. Yeah, because it's all kind of hard-coded. Okay, okay. I guess we can't do that. It does not look like there is a good way to basically do what we've done here. To the EBWizardry Guidebook, because it seems to be all hard-coded. Well, not that it's hard-coded, but it doesn't seem like... Well, actually, there is an add-ons thing here. Well, actually, maybe it's possible. It might be possible, because it does try to load add-ons. So we have to register it with our mod ID, and we get a resource location of mod ID texts/handbook ENUS, right? That's basically what it's going to be. EN_US, yeah. And it's a JSON file. Register add-on handbook content. It is possible, and we just do that, and we add the mod ID there, and then not when it draws the screen, but when it loads the handbook file. And it gets an input stream from the handbook file, which is an iResource. What is iResource from? Okay, it's just from Minecraft. Oh, and then it just uses JSON to read it. Get JSON object, colors, color.decode. Wow, that's interesting. And then it says the handbook has no sections, and it aborts loading if the sections is empty because it gets the sections. Okay, so now this, I need to look at this. That's images, but we don't have any images. We might not have any images. And then recipes, we're not going to have any recipes. And then here's the text for the sections. And there's an introduction section, and there's text. And there's contents. Separator dot. Setting up, including contents, main contents, text, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's see. What does this look like? Does that link to mana? Or does that colors, text, caption, hyperlink, highlight, new section? Interesting, those colors are They're certainly interesting. I don't know if I can, Okay, it is possible, but it might be tricky. No, not spells. I need the book. So that says that's that, and then this is the introduction page. With mana, and then this links to the mana page. And then spells. Now these things, these fire bombs and stuff. And I guess this poison bomb, do they do damage? It does still classify it as fire. Okay, what about you? And that counts as poison too. And then you just died. Okay, bye, buddy. But these could benefit from having distributions, and the spark bomb as well, probably. But the spark bomb, actually, I don't really know what this one's going to count as. Well, okay, I can't kill you. Okay, maybe don't be like that. Okay, that actually does still count as lightning. Nice. Crafting recipes. I just want to like check to see if there's anything else here that would need a damage distribution. I mean, obviously these things need armor distributions, but we'll get to that. Dude, what happened to shovel? God damn it, every time. We'll just go from there. Okay, so that is, okay. That's, it's just those. And I can add, I can link them. I can link them on load. Yeah. Okay. Actually, yeah, for now, just close that. Now, how does Spartan weaponry do this? Spartan weaponry has a linked thrown weapon distribution. This is under capability. So, okay. I need this is under E, right? For electro blobs? Yes. And this superclass is linked damage distribution. this. Get damage distribution of the thrown weapon stack. Right, I don't need to worry about that. Name dot to lowercase probably is what I want to do here. I'm gonna double check though, because I don't really trust that. Damage distribution config reader. I don't need this. And then it loads that. This dist wizardry types type. I think this is when we load up, right? And then we convert it to uppercase. And then we get the wizardry spell distribution. Yeah, because it then registers it like that, so. Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, I think I was a little too far away. How you doing? This makes sense. Don't worry, I just arrived. No worries, no worries, you're good. This needs to be linked, so I link it with that. Right. Okay. Right out laundry. Sorry, I ran out for a run. No worries. Well, glad you managed to get all that. Let's see. I need another thing here, right? Probably. What did the console say? EBWizardry, Spark Bomb, because that's the projectile. EBWizardry, Spark Bomb, EBWizardry, Poison Bomb, and then EBWizardry, Wizardry, yes. EBWizardry, Fire Bomb? Once I can find out where it is. Black hole, 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 black hole. Can I scroll past this black hole nonsense, please? Is it just EBWizardry Firebomb? It should be. I can't find it. Poison Bomb. Somewhere there should be a Firebomb. There we go. Okay. So I need a little config here. It's gonna be Firebomb. And that's going to go to fire. Do I really need to link it like that? Yeah. And I think it's Poison Bomb. Like that. Is that what it is? Poison underscore bomb. Yep, I knew it was jank. And poison, and then we need, I think it's spark underscore bomb. That's going to be shock. Just in case there's other add-ons that add things, then you can link them like this to the damage type that they do. And I believe it is spark underscore bomb, but allow me to check this. It is, I don't know what this is. Spark underscore bomb. Yeah, okay. And it counts as shock damage. So I have this, right? And then I just need to, I don't even need like a config reader thing? Probably not. I might as well. Linked throwables. And then we're going to have to add a new, does it even, yeah, it should be mod ID for pending config reader. This is going to be integration IDs dot wizardry ID, and the internal one we're gonna need to make it. Can this be like a single, like what kind of readers do I have here? Do I have just like a regular string reader thing? That's single string reader, and it's abstract, so it's no good. Let's do this. We'll make it abstract. The superclass will be whatever I had before, multi-entry config reader. String. No, this needs to extend DDD mod ID prepending prepending config reader. Unless this is final. It is final. Right. Actually, I think it needs a multi-entry config reader. Config reader. Parameterize that by T. Static T. Config reader. import this, import this, and now you need to return a type of that, which is going to return a new DDD mod ID prepending config reader with the integration IDs dot wizardry ID and the reader like that. Never used locally. Well, guess what? It's about to be. App mod ID config reader. Mod ID config reader. Now I don't need to specify it multiple times. I just need to specify whatever this internal bit is, which is good. That makes life a little easier, a little bit more convenient. That's going to be T. I'm going to move this to readers. Yeah, and then this is gonna, okay, just like make the class for now. And it's gonna extend a multi-entry configurator, yeah. Multi-entry configurator is a string. Add constructor, maybe like this. What did you set this to? Oh yeah, you just set it to that. Linked throwables, the config list is going to be modconfig dot compat dot EBWizardry dot what do you mean? Oh, I didn't actually set it here. What this does is give DDD a hint as to what damage type a throwable inflicts. Then DDD will link a projectile distribution to the item, so it shows the damage distribution in the tooltip. This can be done manually through the projectile distribution config. This is just for this is just to make it easier. This is all you need here is the damage type, the EBWizardry damage type, the wizardry damage type it deals, and not a full damage distribution. If you specify a damage type that isn't defined in spell damage type distributions, the entry will be ignored. The format is ID type, where ID is the item ID of the throwable, the item ID of the throwable. Namespaced, the namespaced item ID of the throwable. The mod ID can be excluded only if the item is from EBWizardry. Items added by add-on mods. We need the full namespaced ID. There we go. Type is the wizardry damage type, not the DDD damage type. There you go. Now we have this little thing. I'm actually curious about something. And that's interesting. Hold on, before we go crazy here. Wizardry linked throwable config reader. Throwable. It's because it's not saved. What the heck are you talking about? Oh, because you're protected. Why are you protected? Don't protect yourself. Oh, and then I need to have that not be like that. You are valid though. Linked throwables. The config is Wizardry configurations dot linked throwables. And the constructor is I don't know. This is what I need to add in, right? Read entry. That what I did for the minion thing too? Yeah. We split on a semicolon, and then we do that stuff. If the length of it is what? If it's not equal to 2, then I throw a new whatever thing. Config invalid exception, yeah. Config invalid exception. So like we do that basically, right? And then if it doesn't contain that, and I basically just do this. I basically do the same thing. And otherwise, I just return a tuple with r indexed at 0 and r indexed at 1. I think that's what I want, right? R indexed at 0. What are you bitching about? Cannot convert from void to void. What are you even talking about? This is the constructor, right? Oh no, it's a function. And it generates... What are you generating? Nothing, because we're not using it. Right. Linked throwables dot for each. And then what did I do with Spartan weaponry? The way I did with Spartan weaponry basically is what's going on here. Register item projectile pair. Yeah, okay. Oops. Entry dot... Do I want the value or the... No, yeah, I want the value. Dot to lowercase. If it's configured, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the thing. Damage type name, do that to lowercase, boom. Then grab, I know that it's configured, so now I can grab it and link it. Is that what you were doing? Sorry, not you. You? Is that what you were doing? Yeah, that's what you were doing. With the damage type. Dot projectiles. Oh wait, no, it's DDD configurations. Yeah. Configurations dot projectiles dot register item projectile pair. No. Yes. What are you even going on about? Oh, with itself. Link a projectile and its item together. But it doesn't matter. Because we just put that there, so kind of jank it up a little bit. get key. There we go. Put ID here with ID. And then configurations dot projectiles dot register. No. Put. I put ID, and then we gotta put a damage distribution, which is gonna be a new wizardry linked damage distribution with the type. Damage type dot value of damage type name dot to uppercase. Linking that just makes it easier. And do I need anything else? Can I remove from a thing? I don't think I can. Put configured, get fallback, get safe. Yeah, there's no remove. I can't remove from a configuration once it's put in. Because what I'm concerned about here is you could put an invalid damage type here, and like this catches it and says it doesn't exist. But then if you link it to an invalid damage type, it's like you've put it in this one, so it is configured. So we go in here, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna get a crash, and that is not okay. So I need to fix that. And the best way to do that is to do this. And we will try we will try to return damage type dot value of name dot to uppercase. And we will catch an illegal argument exception, where we will then throw this and then do return optional.empty. This needs to be optional.of. Yeah, that works. Give us that, and then if cache invalid types dot contain, no, not contains all, just contains the one, just contains this. Dot empty. That way it doesn't spam you multiple times. We don't want that. So now this doesn't even need to be here. It should be entry dot get key. We don't need this. Which means we no longer need to have this on multiple lines. Oh, this needs to be get damage type dot get damage type entry dot get key dot if present type mapping to this, where I just put the type here. And I think I need another one. Yeah, okay, good. That way, that's all good. And then here, we get this, we get this, we get this. If it's configured, then we will do get damage type, passing in that, dot if present, and then we put type here. I can't spell. associated and then I need type, no, damage typing. There you go. And that links it all. Very good. Because I don't think it makes sense to throw that in the projectile distributor. Or maybe it does, but whatever. It doesn't need to now. And that's the important thing, you know? Except for the fact that I need to initialize this. Length throwables equals new DDD base configuration. Because this connects to length throwables, so it needs to be initialized, which it is. Okay, so that's that, which is nice, but we wanted to, what we really wanted to do was do this. So those are pictures or whatever, which it doesn't, we don't fully need. I just want to find the section where it talks about those types. Okay, so this is thing. Hashtag color underscore novice. Hashtag color underscore reset. Now, how does that get parsed? Oh, it adds a format tag for all of that stuff. Okay, so I could, in theory, add a format tag. All occurrences of the given tag string preceded by a hashtag, a number sign, a pound, whatever, will be replaced with the result of the given value string on GUI load. The value string, therefore, can be anything that can be input dynamically, as long as it does not change while the GUI is open. Example includes WizardryVersion, the various element colors and the key is assigned to Wizardry's controls. The tag string defined in the handbook JSON file excluding the thing cannot include spaces. So I can actually get formatting code. What is the formatting code for this? I need to know. I need to know because it might be possible. Color.formatting code. What is the color? Returns the style. Does it only accept the base things? Okay, but the strings, how do you draw the strings? This dot font renderer, dot draw string. Okay, where's your font renderer, my guy? Oh wait, it extends GUI screen. Oh. But it is drawing a string. So, in theory, in freaking theory, dude. Dot client. So it's basically like a book transformer thing. However, it's a book add-on. I might as well call it a book add-on. Does the Tinkers thing have its own like client stuff that it initializes, or no? Because the book transformer that can be done on both sides. Oh well, it checks the side and then registers the book transformer. So I should probably do the same thing. Except for the fact that the actual transformer, right? So like the all that other stuff is packaged together. But since this extends GUI screen, and GUI screen is probably, you know, cited to be only on the client, probably. This is not cited to be on the client. Well, you know what? We fucking ball. Okay, sure. if we're side.client, then we're going to basically have a EBWizardry book add-on. Sure. Where is init format tags called? Line 349. Oh, in init GUI. Okay, so that's fine. I can definitely add it here. This works. This works. Book add-on. This is going to be it's going to be static. We only want it to be static. So now what I need is I'm going to break it down. Init damage type tags. Can I do that? This will be after it is loaded from config, right? Because I gotta make sure I get my order of operations here correct. Do init start. Yeah, but we're under do init, which is after we've read the config. And init start is when Content Tweaker does its registration of types, right? Wherever it is. Yeah, init start is when we register the types. And so at that point, the types exist, which means we are fully good to iterate over the registries dot damage types dot for each damage type. I want GUI wizard handbook dot add format tag. The tag is going to be type dot get type name with the DDD prefix, and the value is going to be type dot get display name. That's one thing we need to initialize. I don't know if I need to initialize anything else. So what does this thing have? This has It has a sections thing. So it has a whole bunch of other stuff here, which is like, I don't know what this is, like recipes, the images, colors. I'm probably gonna set the colors to be the same thing. I don't know if the bookmark start section is required. Let's check if the bookmark start section is required. Are you needed? Wherever you are. Are you the GUI thing? Yeah, you are. That's when it's initialized. Load handbook file. Okay, if bookmark section is undefined. Bookmark section JSON utils.getString bookmark start section. If sections does not contain the key, then we throw a new JSON syntax exception. So we actually need that. Okay, we need that. In this case, this bookmarks to the section called introduction, which is going to be under sections probably. Yep, introduction. Okay, cool. Yep, all right. I get it. I get it. I know what I'm doing. And that's dangerous. This has to be under assets, texts. So I need a new well, it's not like a new Java package. I need a new like folder or whatever. And then this is going to be texts right here. And then I need to insert a new JSON file. This is going to be handbook not hand underscore book, handbook underscore en underscore us dot json, like that. And then we're going to have bookmark start section, introduction, and then colors spelled like that. Text is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just gonna be the same thing. Just copy all of this. Just copy this, slap this in here. Thank you. Now images, I don't know if I need images. Because I might be able to load the individual elements. I don't know. So we're not going to worry about that right now. Instead, we're just going to move right on to the sections. Can I include this in... Can I include this in main contents? That loads the handbook file. And then getting the handbook resource. That gets the resource. We read it, we decode. Okay, we have this section.populate. Check this thing. Need to iterate it over these since we don't know what they're called or how many there are. I know what each element is called. This will be the section's map key. And there's a from JSON section. Parses the given JSON object and constructs a new section from it, setting all the relevant fields and references. This method converts a JSON object to a section object and retrieves any resources. The section is not formatted in any way until GUI load. Yep. A JSON object. This must contain at least a title string. It does. Like since freaking when? Oh yeah, it does. Okay, that's fair. If it has field including contents, we get the ID. Contents that belongs to, okay, and then it gets global. So expected include of a previously defined contents, but no contents with the ID exists yet. Right, so I can specify that this could be included in main contents because it's not checking for contents loaded in this JSON file. It checks it across basically all JSON files. So we're good. I can do include in contents main contents, basically, right? And now we get to write stuff. Oh, this needs a title as well. What did I call this one? That's index. There's a lang file for this. It says about distributions and stuff. Yeah. What about like tinkers this thing. That's the index. And then this lang file says distributions about distributions. Yeah, okay. And this about distributions. We need a title. And now we're gonna what you're an avid wizard? No, you are fledging. Let me make sure it's fledgling. Excuse me. Fledgling. Dang it. Yeah, I do sign it off, so I should sign it off here too. Is this all like one line? Now, can I link can I link across sections or like across JSON fields? Okay, so this formats it, and raw text, blah blah blah. Format the paragraph. Yep, do that. If it starts with the format marker plus image tag, then you do image stuff. Where's the part where you actually do the cool stuff here? Oh, their paragraphs. Formatting. It's going to replace all the format markers. Hyperlinks. Okay, the hyperlink marker. Oh, an assignment and comparison in one. Why? Okay. That's funny. Unclose hyperlink marker. Okay. Up to link. Font, which is the font renderer. List formatted string to width. Page width. Link raw. Account for trailing punctuation except in languages that don't use spaces. The index of the single page, currently page being formatted. Okay, but that's link raw. Paragraph.substring. Yeah, okay, but where do you add it? The button ID only does what you use it for, so we're just not using it. Okay, whatever. Hyperlink. Is right page spaceless. The link button should exactly overlay the displayed text in the main string. If the link has no display text specifies, it displays the unformatted target string. Okay, but this... What's the argument? Oh, I might need to look at the action performed on you. Okay, where is action performed here? It's probably here, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay, button. Where is the thing? Okay, if it's an instance of GUI button hyperlink. Internal. Button.target. Okay, it's not an external hyperlink because it is going straight to the other thing. Current page, single to double page, and then it finds the target. Cast it, find the target, and the start page. The target is going to be the section. Probably, right? The key, the section key. Wait, which means I probably can't have this be introduction, because that probably already exists. So we're gonna have this be like DDD_intro. Different spell elements. And then the formatted text should be, or like, what, an arcane workbench. Okay, so this is, the first thing is where it is. And the second thing is what the text is. Okay, where is... Yeah, because Arcane Workbench is like, yeah, so that's where it's going. It's going to that. Okay, so then, not Wizard Armor, not Magical World. Tiers, elements. Elements. Oh, I can just make this be elements then. If you're familiar with different spell elements, each spell element does its own damage. Has its own damage type. Each spell element has its own damage type. So now, this is that. That links to there. That's what we want it to do. What if I just leave it like this for now? And then I need GUIWizardry handbook dot register add-on handbook content. And I need the full mod ID here. Because it's going to try and load assets.distinct damage descriptions.texts.handbook en US, basically. And we do that. And then I probably just want to load init damage type tags. This is what I'm thinking, right? And so basically what goes on is what I'm hoping happens here is that this page, I'll have this one page, right? And it has this one DDD sections thing, and that's included in main contents. And it should load it. It should load it, and I should be able to open the handbook and find a distinct damage description section, and it should be the very last thing, and if I click it, it should lead me here, which should have this text, and then if I click on the word elements, it should lead me to the 7 elements section in the handbook. If it does that, I'm cooking, I'm locked in, we're good to go. If not, dang it, something's wrong. But I hope this works, because this is cool. I like being able to add DDD integration to like the guidebook for a mod, because I think it makes sense. I didn't do it for Tetra, but then again, Tetra had. I don't think Tetra really had like a dynamic kind of book that could be altered. I don't think so. So it wasn't really worth it. So we just gotta wait for this. And then on GUI load, it should load this, and this should be there. I hope. I feel like I did everything right. Wait. For starters, you gotta save this. Secondly, gosh darn it, I have to wait. Secondly, I have to do DDD Wizardry book add-on dot init so that it registers all of that stuff. Okay, we're in. Let's get this going. Where we at? Where we at? Okay, go here for you, and then open folder here. And then don't do that. What are you doing? Stop doing that. Yes, this is the real me. How are you doing? Where's where am I looking here? Yes, here we are. Okay, now go here, there. Okay, yes, boom, boom. Let's put this in. Get rid of this, wherever this is, this thing. This thing finished building, we throw it in. And then we launch it. And then it doesn't crash and everything works first try. Please. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to finish the Wizardry integration today. It depends. Maybe. Maybe this is like the only other thing I need to do. What would be the other thing I would need to do? What does the Milla note say? Oh, well. Dang it, it did not work first try. Missing images. Expected to find a JSON object. Oh, wait. So I need to actually include that even though there's nothing there. I don't know nothing about this. Oh, I mean, it has nothing to do with the RAM. It has everything to do with it crashed. Wizard Handbook JSON file missing for current language. United Kingdom using default instead. Whatever. Okay, so the problem was I need to actually include. I think I need to include everything here, even if it's empty. Where is it? Bro, I took my eye off for 2 seconds. What'd I do? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Images, recipes. Yeah, okay, so, well, don't worry, I got this. I got this. I'm very, very good. Images. Recipes. See? Very, very good. I just need to include that. Is it memory RAM? Yes, memory is RAM. But in this context, the problem wasn't I ran out of memory. The problem was it didn't want to load it because it tried to load images, but images didn't exist. So I need, even though I'm not loading any images, I need an empty thing to say, hey, I'm not loading any images. I thought it would just check to see if it exists, and if it didn't, it would just move on. No, it is expecting this to exist. And then it probably iterates over the contents, but since there's nothing in the contents, it doesn't iterate over it. That's going to be basically what's going on. That being said, I'm going to double check because it'd be massively unfortunate. This is format. I need the populate, right? Or from JSON, right? There's including contents, there's text, there's triggers, there's centers. Oh, that's if it has the field. Wait, that's a bunch of bullshit. Oh wait, no, because that's going to be in here then. Yeah, it gets the resource and then it loads it. Images.populate, crafting recipe.populate, section.populate, right? So this thing, it's going to try and populate it based off this, but the thing is that it's not going to exist. I said if you have 8 GB, no. I see. I do not have 8 GB of RAM. I had 16. I recently upgraded it to 32, I believe. Yeah, I'm 32. Need to iterate over these since we don't know what they're called. And then it's empty, and it doesn't do anything. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we want. I was confused before at what you were getting at, but yeah, I do have more than 8 GB. I would not be able to stream and play Minecraft on 8 GB. It just would not happen, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. I don't want to test it. But I am sitting at 32. I only have 8 GB allocated for this profile because I don't think I need more than 8 GB allocated just for like a couple of mods and like testing and stuff. Or at least that's how much it allocates initially. Right. I don't I don't feel like opening up my computer to put in just a single stick of RAM. My motherboard might require 2 sticks of RAM in instead of one. Like it might not accept just one. I don't know. I'm not like I'm very like software knowledgeable. I'm not extremely hardware knowledgeable. Like I know a bit about it and I'm always trying to know more about it, but I'm not super sure. And the last thing I want to do is mess with my computer, break it, and then have it not work anymore. Because I do not have the money to replace it. Right? So every day that this thing turns on and works is a day that I bless it and I am very appreciative of it because I do not have the ability to replace it. I do not have that kind of finances. If I had the finances, I'd be okay testing it for scientific purposes. You're a bunch of bullshit. Okay, I clearly didn't. I clearly didn't do this right. Poison, shock, fire, poison, shock. Why are you there twice? Whatever. Open this. This is introduction. Look at that. Dang it, the text does it's too long. No. If these pages have magically appeared in your handbook, then the stars themselves have aligned and new rules of the universe have been created. These pages document how distinct damage description works with your new wizard powers. It's quite simple, really. If you're familiar with different spell elements, dang it, that has not really worked out quite exactly the way I wanted it to. Maybe that's because I messed that up. Each spell element has its own damage type. So if I click that, it goes to the elements page. Yay, look at that. Do 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 do. Clean install Windows, Linux. Now, look, there's a very funny joke I like about Linux. It's a very funny. This joke is not mine, by the way. It's not mine. It's not mine. Please do not quote it as mine. It's from Stand Up Maths, and it's really funny. And Linux is great because you get to like do your own thing. It's like you can control exactly how you want it to work and all that other stuff, right? But a lot of the times you might be dealing with a lot of new tech, and so you have to write the drivers for that tech yourself. But it gives you like a lot of flexibility, which is really good. And the joke here is that Linux is a lot like, because it's really challenging to write the drivers and stuff, and it's very hard. So Linux is a lot like punching yourself in the face. And you go, why would you do that? And it's like, oh, well, it's fun. I need to fix this now. So this did not work out the way I had anticipated it. There are some more, yeah, there are more user-friendly distros, of course. I had originally considered using Linux. This is a true story. I had considered using Linux. And what happened was I got a Linux distro, Ubuntu, on a USB. And I booted from USB because I wanted to see if I wanted to use Linux. Like, I had used Ubuntu before, but like not a lot. And so I wanted to like check to see if I really wanted to use it. And my brother basically came up to me. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm checking about Ubuntu. I think I want to like put Linux on my computer instead of Windows, right? Because yeah." And he's like, don't use Linux. You can't like play any games on it. You can't do anything with Linux." Basically saying that like it's a waste of my time. And then it'd be a massive inconvenience and hassle. And I was like, I mean, in theory, I could dual boot if that's a really big problem. But eventually, I just didn't bother with Linux because it didn't end up making too much sense for what I was doing. Let's do this. Put this like this. There are a few ways. Like, Steam offers an emulation layer, and there's Wine, which is another emulation layer, but they may fail. Yeah, I remember reading about Wine. Maybe this is a little bit better way to format this. I feel like that's more characters. How much is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, okay, no, this is shorter. I'm gonna go with this. But fundamentally, this works. Now, maybe I need to tweak it a little bit, but that's fine. Now, the tricky thing here is I need to add a tag. Do I need a second thing? I don't know. I don't think so. I might try not having. Well, okay, that depends. Do I need how many sections do I need? I need sections to describe the individual things, but the now there is a UV that I can specify for the image, but only when it's loaded. But I can still load. I can still load it. Okay, so where are the elements? Elements. Its width is 106, its height is 20, it's got a UV of 0. Wait, why has it got a UV of 0? Oh, that's like its start UV. And then the actual width and height of the image. Okay, now I'm curious, what if I load into images? I load fire, right? And then this is going to load. It's going to load basically this. Basically just load this. Load this, right? And now border falls with all this, right? This is like the fire elements. Fun fact, DeepSeek R2 successor of DeepSeek R1, the Chinese cheap reasoning model, it was set to release on early March when they decided to accelerate the release to release it before March. Result, it's March 10 and still no R2. Also, happy March 10th. This is Mario Day, by the way, because March 10th kind of looks like Mario if you like write MAR10. I'm not doing anything Mario related because I'm programming, but I didn't really have anything Mario planned. You can count the Yoshi's Island thing I did last week as I did it close. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. March 10th, Mario Day. Because March 10th, Mar 10 looks like Mario. It's a real thing. I'm not even joking. I can't. I have nothing ready to celebrate Mario today. I want to, but I don't have anything planned. I'll you know what, I'll like get this working and I'll find something, alright? I'll find something. I'll find something, okay? I'll find something. How can I not? How can I not? Because I didn't have any ideas. Then plan it now. What do you think I'm doing? I'm planning it right now. My brain's running, dude. My brain's running. So the width of this, there's 7 elements, right? This is jank. What is this divided by 7? What is 106 divided by 7? It does not divide. It does not divide. I beg thine pardon. Hold on. We're gonna figure out what's going on here. Resources, assets, EBWizardry, images. No, textures. GUI, handbook, pictures, elements. So it's 106 by 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's definitely okay. So there's definitely padding on the left and right. I know this. So how much padding is there though? And are these 15 pixels? Can I like scroll in and analyze the high def pixels here? Probably not. So if I set this to be okay, what is it's 15.14. So what about like 104? 104 divisible by 7? No, like do the math, Google. What the fuck is your problem, Google? My gosh. I type 104 divided by 7 and it gives me a radio station. And I'm like, "No, I don't want the radio station. Do the division. Hello." 104 divide 7. Divide 7. Do it. No. 105? Is it 105 which is divisible by 7? Stop doing quick find, Firefox. Yeah, it's 105. Okay, so then just who cares? There's just one extra pixel. No, nobody's gonna care. Set the width to 15. And then basically do this for all the other ones. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? And then this is going to be whatever hog playing 24/7, not safe for Twitch songs all day, every day. Oh, well, you know, that's a thing. Okay, thank you for the hydrate. Okay, what are the different elements? Tell me. Always hydrate people. It's your host, generic white guy name, and something that is vaguely animal based or a slur. What are you even going on about? Okay, where are the different... Okay, so you have fire, then you have ice. This is going to be the ice element. And we're going to go in 15 on you. Right? And then we're going to basically do this. And then we're going to go in 30. And I'm gonna go 45. And we're gonna go 60. And then we're gonna go 75. And we're gonna go 90. And there we go. That works. You've never seen those open air radio DJs? No, I haven't actually. So this is ice. After ice, what do we have after ice? Everyone know what ice is? What's after ice? Lightning. Correct answer. All right, what's after lightning? What is the next fundamental element of nature? You're correct. It is necromancy. And after that, we have sorcery. Wait a second. This is not even right. Magic, fire, frost, shock, wither, poison, force, blast, radiant. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 types. On the radio, and someone calls in a song, they're usually calling an actual radio station which plays people's stuff live or recorded. Yeah, no, I'm aware of that. There are a lot of radio DJs and radio personalities do open air radio and take requests. I am aware of that. I realize I don't need these images because this is not actually what I'm doing here. Each spell does damage corresponding to... Each spell has a damage distribution corresponding to the type of damage it deals. Usually with radio hosts that are extra colorful because they can't communicate visibly, which means a lot say unhinged or controversial stuff just to stop you from tuning off. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. It's mighty unfortunate. Stars themselves have aligned. New rules in the universe have been created. These pages document how DDD works. New wizard powered. Each spell has a damage distribution corresponding to the type of damage it deals. Ergo, you end up with one guy named Blank who usually runs the show, and then an eccentric, like animal, etc., or slur who charms the audience and runs the actual music. All right, well, that's interesting. Thank you for tuning in, Sansy. I appreciate you coming by. You have a good day. And then have this linked to a section called damage distribution. Like that. And then allow this to have a contents section. I don't know if I want like more stuff or whatever. So we're gonna have a contents tag, and this contents tag needs, what does it need? What does it need? What does it need? It needs, go up, dang it. The ID, the hyperlinks, page numbers, and separators. Okay. ID. DDD subsections. Hyperlinks. That's going to be set to true. And page numbers, that's going to also be set to true. And the separator is going to be a dot. And this gets included in main contents. And then I include another section. Spell distributions, this doesn't need to be a capital T. And this is include in contents. DDD subsections. Text is going to be this. Because there's different things, right? There's magic, fire, frost, shock, wither, poison, force blast, radiant. Right, but I need to actually... This is not really true. This is not really true. I need formatting for this now. Color fire. So you get what's going on here, right? Like we got magic. Magic is force, fire. Fire is fire. That's like the most obvious sentence ever. Let's do something like that. Okay, while that builds, I'm gonna be looking for Mar 10 stuff to do. Where am I looking? What am I looking? How am I looking? Probably with my eyes, but you know, I don't be too sure these days. I need the thing. There we go. I don't think I have. Yeah, no. Okay, don't. There. Anything interesting here? Nope. I mean, okay, there's that, but then there's also go to here. What do I got here? You know what? That works. I got an idea. I got an idea. I got an idea that it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's probably gonna be fine. What do I want to check? I want to check open the book. Open that shit. Oh yeah, you're not a complete namespace ID. Yes, you're just a liar. Uh-oh. Well, hyperlink points to non-existent section ID spell. Oh, right. I know what's up. Each spell's spell. There we go. I need that. I want to like check and make sure it works. All right. Give me a quick sec. I will be right back. Like I said, right back. And that's because we're gonna go here and check that this works. Yep. Alright, so this now fits, and there's a thing there. Each spell, and that goes to spells, and this goes to spell distributions. Spells that inflict this damage deal fire damage. Deal force damage. Interestingly, it doesn't format it via color. I wonder if that's the paragraph. Images must be separate paragraphs. Yeah, that's fine. Or have to replace it replaces it, but it doesn't replace it with the color. Because it calls draw string. That's for page numbers. Though. Draw single page. Draw string. That's for drawing the page number. C.draw. What is C? Contents list. What is contents list? Contents list does a for each draw. If it's unlocked, it draws it. Right, and it draws the bookmark. And it formats the section. Okay, what is the draw then thing for the section? That might be why it's not working. Is unlocked as new draw. There we go. Actually draws the contents of the given section for the given double page spread. Will do nothing if the given page is outside of the section. The method is supposed to be idiot-proof in the sense that the code calling it need not check whether the section actually needs drawing, so it can just dumbly call draw for all the sections in order. And then for visible pages, if it starts with a format marker plus a ruler tag, I don't know what that is. We're gonna figure that out. What is ruler tag? Ruler. Oh, well, duh. If line starts with ruler, otherwise font.drawString. Yeah, it calls font renderer.drawString with the line for each string there. Drawingutils.black. Interesting. I think I know what's going on here. Because the font renderer on its drawString it calls drawString, which eventually it all just converges to here. And it has a color here. And then it eventually goes to render string. And this render string is going to set the color. Render string at pause. Set color, set color. I mean, so render Unicode char, this is where it is. And then it checks if the marker is present, and it sets the color state and all that other stuff. And then it sets the return value to 0 for this. And it doesn't draw it, basically. And then otherwise, it gets that, and does this. And then it sets the return value after it sets the color state. Well, it sets the return value to 0 because it doesn't draw anything, basically, right? It just does that. Welcome back, welcome back. It does this dot set color state. This dot set color. Right. Set the color. Or did I not set this correctly? Get display name. Oh, without color. Whoops. Type.get formatted display name to get it with the color. There we go. That's what I messed up. Okay, so now it should actually, it seems like everything should work. It should actually be able to list the DDD colors. Like, it should actually be able to color the DDD types correctly. Now, I still need to, like, because it's configurable, I need to, like, inject information into the JSON correctly, or I need to basically init some tags for, like, each distribution. And that's not that bad. That's not that bad. But I do need to do that. All right, do this, and now get this, do that. What did you bitch about? Oh, that's fine. No one cares about that. I still have not fixed the freaking config for the other thing. I'm gonna look into that right now. Cause it was the thing. It was a thing. It was a thing. It was a mod ID prepending configurator. Right? Which means it should. Oh, maybe I messed it up. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, this is not. That's not needed. Oh. I get it. I get it. I understand now. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about that. That's not important. I fixed that part. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. Well, this says force, but then why is it white? Why is this white? This one isn't. Huh. I know what I need. And I know what happened. I know what happened. I know what happened. I know what went wrong. This... I need... color reset. And then I need color reset on you as well. so that it resets the color back. Because it's trying to reset it back to white, but we don't want to reset it back to white, we want to reset it back to black. Right, so yeah. And the thing with the Tinker's Book is that the Tinker's Book, like, resetting to white, like, resets to black or whatever. It handles it. Which is nice. And we got the DDD colors working in the book, and it works well, and we get the projectiles working, then I'll probably call it here and we'll switch to some Mar 10 stuff or whatever. Assuming my plan here doesn't immediately break everything. I don't think it should. No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't break everything. Wait, I didn't bring it over. You gotta bring it over. So it does the thing. Boop, boop, boop. At least, yeah, because I should have this configured, right? Oh no, I might not have this one configured. It might be the other one. Where is that one? It's probably up there somewhere. Has to be. Well, I mean, actually, I do technically have this one configured. The question is just whether or not I want to use this one, or whether I want to use that one. I don't think I need analog triggers for what I'm doing. Probably not. Likely not. Almost certainly not. Okay. Cool. So now, as you can see, these have their projectile distributions. And it actually says that they do this type of damage, which is super dope. And if you were to change what this damage is, it will update correctly. And then here, it now is no longer white because I reset it to black. Now, the reason why this damage is on another line, even though it could absolutely fit up here, is because the formatting. It formats the text width. It formats like the number of lines based on the text width, which includes the additional formatting characters to set up this color. And so, as a result, with the additional formatting characters, the word fire and damage can't actually fit on the same line here. So that just brings it down to the next line, which I'm fine with that. It's like I'm not sure if there's really much that can be done with that. The reason why it's not so much of a problem with this fire is because the formatting characters to set up the color here is just some of Minecraft's baked-in formatting colors, which are much smaller. This is like a good additional like 4 or 5 characters of formatting, because it needs to specify that it's encountered a formatting colors, like a formatting character, and then the next 3 characters are the RGB colors for the formatting, and then there's another one that I think specifies that it's done with the formatting. So it's like 5 formatting characters to format this color, which, you know, obviously is going to extend that out a bit. Even though this is extended out a bit, since force and damage are the only things on this line, it would still fit even with the formatting. So I'm not really super worried about this anyway, because this isn't exactly the text that I'm going to be using. I'm going to, instead, I'm going to set this to list the distribution, right? I have to like set up a formatting thing to like give a distribution. And I'm hoping that I can get that all in one string. Probably. And I'll need to turn off smooth font and check this with smooth font as well, because obviously it's using smooth font for its formatting here, which is fine. But the problem is that smooth font does make the font a little bit smaller or narrower, I think, a little bit, to the point where you can fit more text in the same space. I want to make sure it works well with Minecraft's regular font. That's the main thing. So now it's just a matter of writing all this up for all the different spell type distributions, getting all of that done, and then if you hold a spell, if you hold a wand, and the wand has a spell. Now I could create a link of like what spell does what damage, because ideally what I want to do is I want like to have a thing where you can hold control here and it'll show you the damage distribution for the spell you have selected. Right? Like current spell black hole, you press control, it'll say, oh, that it's doing magic damage, and so that's going to do force damage. And then you just hold control and it like shows up there. I think that would be ideal. Because then you know, right? Then you know what the spell does. And to do that, you have to configure each spell to the type of damage it deals. Lovely. And then have like a linked damage distribution that goes on every wand and checks the selected spell and checks to see if the selected spell has a configured like link, and then populate that. And maybe on the spell books and spell scrolls as well, we can have a spell distribution thing here. That's what I'm thinking. Bye. And then with that, that's basically all the I think that would be basically everything done. Like that's all that would be needed. Just to basically configure the tooltips so that the tooltips are pretty intuitive, and then yeah, I think that's basically it. You know, and then maybe include a section listing the fact that minions will have the same kind of distribution of the mobs they normally represent, if they represent any. So I'm gonna write that down in my list here of like stuff I need to do. I have that, and then I need to add a section on minion resistances, add section on throwables. Probably a good idea just to have that. Make sure it looks good without smooth font. And then have spell distribution tooltip on wands and books and scrolls. Show the distribution of the spell when used only if the spell has damage associated with it, which is specified in, well, associated with it. Config section to list which spells do what kind of damage. Dev tool to get what spell does what kind of damage for pack makers. Basically, so that's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 things. Okay, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. And then that's that. Okay. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Excellent. Good, good. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch over. I'm gonna see if I can get this working. Hopefully I can. It's a little impromptu, but hopefully it works. All right, so give me 1 second.